standing, so feel free to stand up. Like that's your first exercise of the day. We're just gonna stand up on our feet. So just a quick little, blurb about me. I'm Tanya. I'm gonna be your instructor. I just paid them to say that. It's so fun. So I moonlight coming back and forth. I actually live in Montgomery County over in Maryland, and I am here this weekend because I'm running the teacher training for the Mat teacher training here at Right Balance Pilates. This is our fourth cohort that we've put through. We've got some of our participants in the front row, our little star pupils here. I've been teaching Pilates for over 15 years. I love teaching teachers. I love coming to Right Balance. Diana probably remembers me from the inception of the studio. I taught the very first class that they ever put on at the tennis club over in Plantations. And Karin and I have a long-standing friendship and relationship. So it's just something that I truly enjoy. This is my beach family, I like to call it. So I love coming here, teaching classes. I'll be doing a workshop next month on April 25th, 26th. 26th, you're right. It is. Whatever that Saturday is, I'm doing a workshop, Fun with the Foot Bar. So if you were just in that class over there, when you use the foot bar at the back of the reformer, I'm doing that. So yeah, lots of good fun things coming up for my beach family. But today you get a treat. This is the culmination of the entire month of March Madness in the Pilates world. They break down every classical mat exercise day by day in the month of March because there's 31 days. And some get doubled up because there's 34 classical exercises. But throughout the month, they've had a variety of classes. If you've been able to take advantage of them, it's been lovely. They've got the whole board over here. Ashley's done a really fantastic job with that. So today we have all of the exercises. Now, we're going to do it kindly to our bodies. The classical order, the classical exercises, there's a lot of very athletic things. There's lots of inversions. So if you have osteopenia, osteoporosis, fusions in your spine, glaucoma, things like that you're taking care of in your body, just know that maybe throwing your legs over your head isn't the best thing in your body today. And that's okay. I'll offer you some modifications for that before we even get started. So you kind of have your roadmap of what to do if something that we do in the class isn't going to work in your body, because I always defer to that first, right? Take care of you, take care of your body, know what your limitations are, because I don't want you to leave here feeling worse than when you came in. I want you feeling better than when you came in today. So let's just get settled in our bodies first, right? Find yourself to your mat. Feet are hip bone distance apart. Go ahead and just take a few rolls of your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhaling and exhaling. So dropping into your breath, let's just keep in mind that your breath is your fuel for your Pilates practice. You want to inhale deeply through your nose. Let's switch the direction of our circles. You want to exhale completely through your mouth. That exhale should usually be done in the exertive part of whatever exercise we're doing, just if you ever lose your way. Pause the shoulders. Let's go ahead and sweep our arms up and overhead. Inhale. And exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale. So the number 3 is big today. I'm choosing to just do 3 repetitions of each exercise. Joseph Pilates would say, you get 3 chances. Your first, your next, and your best. One more time. I know that was 4 breaths, but I know I already did. I already broke the rule. Rules are for breaking, I think. All right, shake that out. So you're going to send your right arm up by your ear and stretch over. And then the other way. Inhale, left arm up and over. So in our good warm-up, we always want to make sure we move our spine in all directions. As you reach up and over this way, anchor the foot you're reaching away from. So push your right foot into the floor more. And then up. Exhale into that stretch. Reach your opposite arm down your leg to create opposition. One more time. And over. Good. And then pausing here, shake out your arms. Let's go ahead and make our arms, like the genie arms, stacked arms, whatever you call them. Drop your shoulders down your back, lift your waist. And let's keep our hips pressing forward as we turn our torsos to the left. Looking over your left shoulder with your eyes, that might deepen the twist a little more. Grow taller through your head as you push into the floor. Good. Inhale there and hold. 3 breaths we're gonna hold in this twist. Looking deeper over that shoulder, 1 more breath. Coming back to center. Drop those shoulders again, they might have risen up. Let's do the other side. So you're striving to keep your hips pressing forward. Think of your right hip pushing a little more forward as you look over your shoulder. Good. 1 more deep breath here, dropping the shoulders, lifting the waist. And then exhale back to center. Shake out those arms. All right, we're gonna make our way down to the floor, and I'm going to introduce some of your modifications for the day. I was just saying, I've already forgotten your name back in the corner over there. Mindy, I was saying to Mindy, today's class is more like a menu. We're gonna offer the menu, and then you get to pick from that menu what you choose to put in your body for the day. So anytime that we are on our backs with our legs extended, you always have the option of keeping your legs bent instead of sending them out. If you're gonna go into a complete rollover, this is, pretty hard on the back and neck, you can always just lift your hips a little bit. So why don't we come onto our backs really quick just to try that. I wanna make sure that that's in your body first. So lay down flat on your back with your feet on the mat. Go ahead and take your hands and make a little triangle and put that triangle under your tailbone. Pull your legs. Tabletop just means knees above hips and shins are level to the floor and ceiling. Your elbows are out wide, and go ahead and anchor your armpits into the mat. Push into your hands. Take a slight tuck of your tailbone and push your waist into the floor. And just think of pulling your hips off your hands a little bit. And then place it back down. There's already a ton of work happening. You can exhale to lift those hips. Just pause there and put your feet back down. Go ahead and sit up. So that was exertive, wasn't it? It's a lot of lower core. Totally fine to just defer to that for any of the inversions that we do today. And I will talk you through more of the modifications as we go through the class, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that is an option for you, or simply doing a bridge, just pushing your hips in the air. Totally fine. You're still in an inversion there. Totally safe and fine for most things that most people are trying to take care of. All right, are we ready? Let's get started. You're going to lay down on your back. Let's pull our legs to tabletop and send your arms straight up to the ceiling. Fingertips are reaching up, but your armpits are reaching down. Give me an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, send your arms down by your side, lift shoulders, neck, and head off the mat. We're pumping our arms, inhaling for 5 pumps and exhaling for 5 pumps. We are doing not just 3 of these, this is the 100, so we're actually doing all 100 pumps. Pilates teachers are notorious bad counters, but I'm gonna really try to keep it to 100 today, not 200. Inhale deeply through your nose, exhale completely through your mouth, 5 pumps for an inhale, 5 pumps for an exhale. If you want more of a challenge, you can extend your legs out straight. We are about 6 of the 10 sets, 60, there's 70. 80, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 90, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4. That's your 100. Bend your knees, rest your head. Arms come down by your side. Let's extend our legs out straight and prepare for our roll up. Flex your feet, reach your arms up and overhead, all the way back to the back of the room. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, send the arms up, peel head, neck, and shoulders up, and try to get all the way up over your feet. That first roll up is always very sticky. Pause here, inhale. And then exhale, drop your shoulders down your back. Keep the roundness in your spine. Squeeze your bottom, reach your hips toward your heels. Slowly lay your spine down, bump by bump. Inhale back. You get 2 more. Exhale. If you need to bend your knees or put an elbow down to come halfway up, that's totally fine. Inhale here while you're reaching forward. And then exhale all the way back down. Drop your shoulders down your back, looking great. Inhale back. This is your best one, the third. Exhale, slowly peel up. Reach over your feet. Take that big inhale. Fill your back lungs. Exhale, squeeze your bottom, flex your feet. all the way back down we go. And this time we stay. Arms plant down by your side, preparing for your roll over. Remember your modifications here. This is where your legs are going to go over your head if you choose to. Let's start with arms by your side, legs in tabletop. Know that sometimes it's actually better or easier if you grab the mat and hold it and pull it down away from your shoulder. Give that a try. See if that helps. So we're going to inhale, send the legs away from us. Exhale, send the legs up and overhead. Your hips come over your shoulders. Send the legs behind you. Flex your feet. And then slowly lower your hips down, bone by bone, until the legs come back together and reach out. Inhale away. Exhale back again and over. Flex the feet, hip bone distance apart. Parallel to the floor with the heels, lower down, use your core, push that mat out from underneath you. You got this. One more time. Up and over, exhale. Take a sniff of air as your legs are overhead, and then exhale with the legs separated, hip bone distance apart. Flex your feet, reach them toward the back wall. Pause here, bend your knees. So now you kind of understand why I gave you the modification, right? We get to do the opposite now, which is to separate the legs and go overhead. That makes it a little more challenging. So again, you can always stick with the first version. So flex your feet, reach the legs out, hip bone distance apart, up and overhead. Join them, and then lower back down. Away with an inhale, flex the feet, separate, exhale, overhead. Pause with the legs overhead, fill your lungs, inhale, squeezing the legs together. Your exhale takes you down, bone by bone, in your back. Lay it down segmentally. One more time, reach it out. Overhead, exhale. Together. And then down. You go. Bend your knees in. Take a moment. Go ahead and pull both knees into your chest and rock side to side. So we just did a whole bunch of inversion. Now we get to work each of our hip sockets. So go ahead and rest your left leg out on the mat. Straight is okay. If your hips tolerate that, you can always keep a bent leg. That's your modification. And let's send our arms down by our side and that right leg up to the ceiling. Slightly turn the leg out. We're coming into our leg circles. Let's start small. Just give me 3 little circles to the right. Think of your thigh bones, stirring up your hip socket. Look down your body with your head on the mat and then reverse it. And you keep your hands on your hips to just become a little bit more aware of what your hips are doing. Pause here. I want you to keep your hips stable. Send your arms down by your side. Send that leg across your body and let that hip come off the floor. And then I gotta pop out of my back, down toward that bottom leg, out to the side of the mat, and then back up. That's your leg circle. Come across your body, twist your lower back, but keep that right shoulder down. Back up to the ceiling. One more time. Give me an exhale across your body. And inhale around and up, and let's reverse it now. Out to the right, but not too far. Across your body is the emphasis, and back up. Kind of feels good in my body. I don't know about yours, but it's a good stretch in the lower back. One more time. And if a straight leg doesn't feel great to you, just bend your knee. No big deal. Bend that leg in, give it a stretch. Slide it down the mat. Other leg pulls in. So the parts of you that stay stable on the ground are oftentimes more important than the one that you're moving. So think about that as you extend your left leg up straight. Can you station your shoulders into the mat, your hips, your ribs, even your lower waist? Little circles here to start. Just warm up that hip socket. Good, and then reverse it the other way. Think of initiating the movement from your hip socket. And now with that right leg flexed, the left leg is pointed and turned out. Come across your body. Let the hip lift around. I'm a little too close to the mirrors. I'm gonna bend my leg to come across so I can fit. And then around and up. One more time. Let that hip lift. Keep your other shoulder blade down. Let's come up to the ceiling and reverse the path. Out, across, around and up. The intention here is to wring out your lower back, to keep your abs in your body. Thinking of your ribs cinching together. This is your last one coming up. Go ahead and pull that leg into your body and give it a hug. Other leg pulls to it. We're preparing for rolling like a ball. So grab onto your shins if that's available to you. You can always grab the backs of your legs if that doesn't feel good on the shins. Pull head, neck, and shoulders off the mat and push your shins into your hands as you pull back. Take an inhale, rock back to your shoulder blades. Exhale, start to rock. Let's pause the top. Find your back of your hips, your tailbone. I want you to really create a space hold here. So it's your hands pulling into your shins are pushing back, your shoulders plug, and your spine rounds away from that held shape. Tuck your tailbone, take a sniffing breath to come back, and then exhale, come up and pause at the top. That's the challenge, right? Inhale back, exhale up, keep your chin tucked into your throat, and that continual pulling of your shoulders down your back should help you keep your spine round and your abs pulled in. It's really fun to do that while talking, let me tell you. Whew. You've got 2 more. Last one. Hold at the top. Place your left hand at the top of your right knee, your right hand at the middle of your right shin, and slowly roll back to the mat, preparing for your single leg stretch. You're looking down your leg, give a pulse, and a switch. Head can stay on the mat if staying curled up is challenging for you. 3, we're doing 5 each on this one too. Already breaking that rule of 3. Last one. Then both legs come in. Let's just stay right here. You're gonna reach your arms out behind you and your legs in front of you. Double leg stretch. Reach and pull it back in. Reach and pull. Can you tighten your core? The further your limbs go away from you, the more your core should be there to support it. 2. Last one. Rest your head back. Send your legs out. Big sigh of relief because we made it through that part. Inhale, send your arms up and overhead. Let's take a roll up to transition into our spine stretch forward. Go ahead and sit up on your sitting bones. Send your legs just mat distance apart. For our spine stretch forward today, we're going to keep our arms extended out from our shoulders. I want you to think here of shoulders plugged down, waist lifted up. You're going to look down your shirt. As you reach your arms forward, go ahead and tip your hips back a little bit. Pull your abs in as you find a big stretch in your spine. Inhale up tall. So this is not folding at the waist. It's actually tipping back into your hips. Exhale, pull your waist, create that stretch across your shoulder blades. Inhale back up. Let's just do one more. And then come back up. Take one scooch forward toward the front edge of your mat. We will be rolling back for open leg rocker. Just go ahead and grab the backs of your thighs. Tip to your balancing point that you found in rolling like a ball. And let's just prepare. Can you grab your calf muscle and extend that leg up? If that's accessible to you, that is what you're going to do. We're just doing one. Everybody understands the assignment. I love it. Everybody's like, just their legs just come out. So we're just preparing with just one. So just grab the right calf muscle. Everybody stop, put your feet down. Thank you. Just grab the back of your right calf, send it up. Yes, and then put it back down. And then the other way. I'm so glad that you're familiar with what the exercise is. Now, both legs, same time, hold the shape. If you can hold the shape, then you're allowed to keep your legs like this. Otherwise, just grab the backs of your legs and bend them. Not a big deal. Holding here, lift your chest, look up at the ceiling. This is your extension. You're going to exhale, tuck your tailbone, head, and spine. Come back just to your shoulders and come back up. Find that space. Hold, lift. 2 more. Exhale, tuck back. Try not to rock into your neck. Woo! 1 more time. That was a big pull. Legs come together, bend the knees, and take a forward fold. You're allowed to actually do a full forward fold there. So we rocked back. Now we're doing another inversion with corkscrew. Those that know corkscrew are like, ugh. I will introduce the modification first. How's that? All right. So corkscrew, as I said, is another inversion, right? And it adds a twist. Literally, there is a twist in your hips. There's more oblique action involved with it. But first, let's just get the pattern of what our hips do. So lay down on your backs. I'll talk you through it. Let's use our little pad of power under our tailbones here. So the triangle of your hands should be where your tailbone is. And then pull your legs to tabletop. The shape that we draw in the air with our thigh bones is down to the right, to the left and up like a teardrop on the ceiling. Stop above your hips, down to the left, to the right and up. It is perfectly suitable for you to just do this. If today is your first Pilates mat class ever, then just do this because it's still working your core, right? Keep your abs pulled in, keep your ribs cinched like a belt. It's enough work. Now to add a little more of the hip twist action, you'll come down to the right, to the left and up, a little pop at the top, down to the right, the left and up, and your hips come off your hands. So that's option 2. And then the full version, arms come out from underneath you. You extend your legs out. You come up and around to the right, stop at the top, trace around to the right again to come down, swing your legs around, come up the left, up, stop at the top, come down the left side of your spine, around with the legs, little teardrop on the ceiling with your toes now, those legs are straight. Around, one more time, to the left and up, and then recenter yourself in the middle and lower all the way down. How'd everybody do? It's different, right? It's getting your obliques charged up for all the things that are to come, right? It's going to pull your knees into your chest, rock from side to side. And thankfully, we get to do more of a twist, but this time in a seated position. So go ahead and rock up. Pop your hips back a little bit, open your feet mat distance apart for saw. I need to move my mat out just a tad so I can fit my long arms. Arms are out to a T. You're seated nice and tall on your sitting bones. If having your legs out and sitting up tall doesn't feel great in your hips, you can always bend your knees or find an elevated, like fold your mat twice underneath you. So here in saw, we're going to turn toward the mirrors. Left hand reaches toward that right pinky toe, right arm reaches behind. Let's pause here. Can you anchor your left hip more? Aim your right thumb back, your left thumb up. Find opposition in your arms, and then sit up tall. We will flow this faster, I promise. I just want you to understand the assignment before we really get into the exercise. So as you reach for this toe, I want you to look at your armpit. Tip your nose back towards your left armpit. Reach the arms away, anchor the right hip. Good. Now we inhale tall, we're gonna flow. Exhale, reach further, further, furthest. Inhale up. And exhale, reach further, further, furthest. And isn't it a nice stretch? Flex your feet to create more opposition. Off to the left, we've got one more each side. Saw, I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but it's one of my favorites. Pull your waist back as you reach forward. Finishing off here to the left. And now drop your arms down, roll your shoulders, shake out your legs. We get to turn onto our stomachs for the first time. Time for swan or even swan dive. So tuck your forehead toward the mat, your elbows into your sides, and your hands are just under your shoulders. Let's do prep for swan first. So I just want you to think of elbows tucking in like a set of cricket wings. And from here, inhale, lift your face off the mat, but keep looking down. Can you reach your legs away from your head and your head away from your legs? That just attenuates your spine. And then just set your head back down. Now, once again, can you tense your waist? Push into your hands a little bit and get just a little higher each time you lift your face off the mat now. So using the power of your arms, the squeeze of your shoulder blades down your back, and the lean of your elbows toward your hips. We're eventually trying to get into a position where our hips are still on the mat, but our ribs are off. Just slowly come into that a little more at a time. Maybe this last one will be your best and hold it there. Think of your legs reaching, they're gonna stay straight. You are going to release and fall forward, but catch yourself before your face comes to the mat and push back up. Legs reach and stay straight. 2 more. Excellent work, last one. I'm gonna push back into child's pose. Excellent work. We're still gonna stay on our stomachs for the next 2 exercises. This time though, we're coming forward and diving onto our forearms. Single leg kick. Elbows are under your shoulders, chest is proud, tailbone is tucked, waist is pulled up. Let's kick the right leg in 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then left leg. Kick, 2, 3. Can you push into your arms a little more to spread your shoulder blades apart so you're not dumping your body down into the mat, you're lifting up proudly away from it. Good, last one each leg. 2, 3 on the left, pause there. Oh, my calf muscle tried to cramp on me. Go ahead and lay your left cheek down on the mat. Interlace your hands behind your body and drop your elbows toward the floor. Squeeze your legs together for our double leg kicks. Here, I want you to kick your legs in 3 times toward your bottom. 1, 2, 3. Check in with your shoulders. If you keep your hands clasped, does that hurt? You can just separate them. Your chest is lifted. Now you're going to reclasp your hands, put your right cheek down and kick 2, 3, and we reach. Inhale, lift your chest. Other cheek, kick 2, 3. So we're working our neck here. You get to twist and lay it down, kick 2, 3. One more each side. Left cheek, kick 2, 3. And your final one, kick 2, 3. Release your arms, push all the way back. Once again, finding child's pose or Joe's pose, which is a little more active, where you would push your head into the mat, your hips toward your heels, and you actually round your spine into that. So kind of make it a little bit more abdominally active, right? It's kind of nice. Joe's pose. Active rest, Joe's pose. You know, it's a little more active than just kind of collapsing down into the child's pose. Okay, so we thought inversions were interesting. We get to do scissors and bicycle. It's different, right? So let's just come into a bridge first to work our spines and understand this relation to gravity once again. So we're just on our stomach. Go ahead and plant your heels under your knees, close to your bottom on the mat. And let's just take a little pelvic tilt to anchor your low back in the mat. And then untilt your pelvis to feel your low back come off. So this is your pelvic curl, pelvic tilt. Exhale to pull your pubic bone toward your face. Inhale to pour your pelvis out toward your heels. As you do this, we're going to go through it more than 3 times because it kind of feels nice. Again, option to just do this when we're doing all these other things in just a moment. When you tuck your pelvis in, can you feel your collarbones drop toward your pelvis a little more? Good, one more time. All right, so scissors and bicycle are an inversion with your hands propped under your hips, but it's not your hips like crashing into your hands. There's a bit of a space hold that's happening there. So when you have your hands supporting your hips, your elbows are close, but you're actually pressing your hips down into your hands, but your neck is fairly free. And then you're going to be doing all of the exercises here. So let's just get into this position first. Go ahead, pull your elbows fairly close to each other. Fingertips are pressing toward the wall beyond your legs. And then let your pelvis rest down into your hands a bit. So there's an elongation that happens there. Do you feel free in your neck and active in your shoulders? That's where you do your scissors, reaching the right leg forward, left leg forward. 2, 2. If that doesn't feel great, just put your hips down and do the scissors with your hips on the mat. Last one. Last one. Bend in, drop down, take a moment. It's a lot on the back of your elbows, right? That's really where you should be feeling it, not in your neck. So if you're feeling that in your neck, just keep your arms down, your body on the mat, because we're going to be doing bicycle next. You can just do that here. But if you really like that, join me for the hands supported overhead, hips on the hands, bicycle. So now you're reaching forward, forward, open the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Back in, arms down. Woo. Now we get to just do regular shoulder bridge, thankfully. Yes, your arms are down on the mat next to you. Let's just do 3 regular bridges. However you want to. Lift your hips, push your arms, feet are heavy, and then lower back down. Inhale at the bottom. I like 2 breaths per bridge. Exhale, push up. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, lower down. One more. We're going to hold at the top of this bridge. Staying up. Pull your right leg to tabletop. Pause. Here's where your tripod is important. What are the 3 points? It's your shoulders, your armpits of each arm, and that left leg that's on the floor. Extend that right leg up. Lower it down until your thighs are level with each other. Kick it up fast. 2 more. Last one. Bend that leg, put the foot down. Quick switch. Left leg, bend it up. Lower it down to their level. Kick it up quick. 2 more. Last one. Bend that leg. Short and sweet. Lower your hips. We made it through that one. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to sweat. What's next? Line twist. Yay, we get to sit up. Okay. Yes, even after 15 years of teaching, I still need notes because I don't want to forget any of the exercises. So facing the short edge of your mat, legs are all the way together. Imagine that you're a human grapevine. There is a line straight out from your shoulders that your arms rest upon, and you grow up from your waist. Let's go ahead and twist our entire torso toward the mirrors and pulse 2, 3, back to center. Drop your shoulders down your back. Left, 2, 3. Can you flex your feet and keep them stationary while you only twist your waist? Wring out your waist like a wet washcloth here. Good. Keep the arms out to the side. Last one on the left. And arms come down. We have another inversion. Boy, Joe really likes those inversions, doesn't he? Jackknife. All right, down we come. Onto your back. It's another rollover if you want to just stick with the regular rollover from the beginning. It feels quite nurturing in your spine compared to some of these other things we've been doing, right? Jackknife, we come legs to tabletop, same as the rollover. We come over the top. Once you find that vertical position of your legs, you open the jackknife up to the ceiling. And then you lower your spine down while your feet stay loosely over your face. And then you do it again. Send it out over. Open the jackknife, push into your arms, and then use your core to lower down. One more time. Overhead. Open it up. Push into your arms, this and the feet to the ceiling. And then lower down. Bone by bone. And rest. Hug those knees in. Rock from side to side. Take a deep cleansing breath. There, we get to turn on our side for the first time. Yay! Did somebody groan? Oh, I'm excited about this new relation to gravity. All right. So options for side lying. You do want your feet out toward that front edge of the mat, your hip toward the back edge, and then you will lay your shoulder down. Whether you have, I like to do a little fist pillow for myself. You can send your arm out straight. We'll just stick with those today because there's options to come up here and do all kinds of fancy stuff. But I feel like we've got enough work ahead of us. We don't need to overdo it today. So heels together, toes apart. And that gets you nice and perched on top of the right part of your bottom left hip. Top leg opens just a bit. And now you're going to kick it forward with a pulse and reach it back. Now, what is your intention here? Keep your upper body still. Kick it forward and back. How do you keep it still? You pull your core in and you reach the crown of your head away from your foot at all times. Use that top hand to keep your shoulder down your back. 2 more. Last one. And then just because it feels nice, let's do side kick up and down and up and down. Check in with that top shoulder too. And last one. Rest. We get to switch sides. If you want to stay facing front, you would just flip your head to the other direction. I'm leaving little sweat imprints all over the mat. All right, so Toes toward the front edge of the mat, hip is at the back, same setup as before, heels together, toes apart. Top hand is your kickstand, and let's kick it forward and back. And at this point, you might realize, oh, this is kind of like a nice stretch in my hip. Kick, kick, and reach. 2 more. Stable the bottom leg. Last one, tight waist. Pause with the leg hovering, kick it up toward the ceiling, lower it back down. Different kicks in every different body, different hips. Totally fine, no judgment. Last one, up and down and rest. Let's go ahead and sit up. It's time for teaser. We're building. This teaser takes the shape in a lot of different forms from these exercises onward, and you'll start to kind of maybe recognize there's themes, right? We're doing these rolls overhead. We're starting to rotate our spine. There's a method to this madness, this March madness. And teaser is where we start getting into some of the others. So I like to start it from the top instead of the bottom. It's a little bit more accessible. So let's find our, what feels like preparing for rolling like a ball. But your chest is now lifted. Go ahead and extend one leg up and put it back down. Other leg up and put it back down. Now, you can stick with that. That's your modification, right? Now, can you, both legs, balance back and reach your arms towards your feet? So that is your teaser. But now we're going to roll it down to the mat. Heels and shoulders touch at the same time. Reach your arms back and overhead. Here's the fun part. You get to exhale, come right back up into that shape. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Everything stays straight from head to foot. What's heavy gets heavier, that's your hips. What's light gets lighter, that's shoulders and heels. Up. And back down. And rest, because that was 3 teasers, right? As promised. Go ahead and push yourselves up to a seated position. We're coming into hip twist. This one can get tricky. So just know you have the option of coming down to your elbows here and propping up your chest. Otherwise, your hands will be behind you on the mat, turned out. Legs lift up. I do like a slightly bent elbow here. You're coming down to the right, to the left and up, down to the left, to the right and up. Sound familiar? That was your corkscrew, but now we're doing it away from our bodies instead of overhead. It's so much less pleasant, isn't it? Last 2. And last one. And bend your knees in. Come forward for a butterfly stretch, because that's very hip intense, isn't it? Drop your head, round your spine. We're rounding the bend, folks. We get to flip over for swimming. Onto your stomachs once again. We only have 10 more exercises. Yes, because that means that we've made it through 14, so we're over halfway done. 24, oh, 34. Yeah, we've made it through 24 of them. Thank you. Clearly math is not my forte. Yes, all right, put your foreheads down on the mat, send your arms out. So you look like a very narrow X, the shape of your mat, right? Here, what I want you to do is press your right palm left top of the foot into the mat and into the floor. Lift your head and lift your left arm, right leg. And then float the other 2 up and paddle. Inhale, exhale. Little flutters, the limbs stay straight. Let it initiate from your shoulders and your hips, not from your hands and feet. Pause there, rest down. Forehead to the mat. Once again, we inhale, all limbs pressing into the floor to lift your head. And then you press left arm, right foot into the mat. Float the right arm, left foot. Then join it with the other 2. And again, we swim. Looking down at the mat, maybe slightly forward, even at the wall if that's available today. The wall would be ahead of you. And then we pause and drop. And we push back. The child's pose is our counter stretch. Lots of that. So now we get to start moving our bodies further away from the mat. We're challenging ourselves against gravity. This is our first plank shape today. So find all 4s first. Knowing that you always have the option I'm just doing one leg at a time. You still hold the plank in half your body, that's okay. Again, honor what you're feeling in your own body today. Step one leg out, step the other leg out. This is leg pull front. You're gonna raise your right leg up in the air and pulse it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, set it down, left leg. 1, 2, 3, again. Right, 2, 3, squeeze your bottom, push into your hands to raise your ribs up. Last time each leg, right, 2, 3, and left, 2, 3. Knees down, push back into child's pose. Big deep breath there. Now leg pull, same exact thing, but turn it over. We prepared for this with our hip twist. Hands are behind your shoulders slightly. Legs are squeezed together. Push your hips up in the air. And then you kick your right leg up. 2, 3, and back down. And then left leg up. 2, 3. Or you just hold your hips off the ground, right? Keep going. One more each leg. Push those hips up. Push into your arms to lift your chest. Last left leg. Kick. 2, 3. And lower yourselves down. I know it's tough on the feet. My calf muscles keep trying to cramp on me this morning. Drop your head. I need more magnesium. I think I need to eat my banana. Holding here. So we're doing a kneeling side kick. If kneeling is not available to you today, you're more than welcome to do the laying side kick that we already did. Otherwise, join me here, center of your mat. I love a good tucked toe behind me because it provides more balance, but if that doesn't feel great in your feet, you can always just push the tops of your feet into the mat. Arms come out to a T. Flex your left palm, because that's where you're gonna land in just a second. I love a good hand behind the head. Tip and hold. And then land. Hold here. Yes, extend your leg out. And this is where you kick, and reach. Can you hold your elbow up to the ceiling? Push into the floor. Open your chest. Tighten your core. Last one. Bend that leg. Push off. Find your balance if you can. That was not very elegant, was it? Right. That would be your left. Goes behind your head. Lift up. Hold, hold, hold. Land. Can you engage your bottom waist more? Lift it up. Feel your armpit reaching toward the ceiling. There you go. Now kick from there. Kick, and reach. Push into the ground with the parts of you that are down to open up the top. Good, last one. Kick, reach, bend that leg. Come on up. Woo! And take a bow. So we're getting further away from the mat. It's getting more challenging. It's definitely getting hotter in the It's time for boomerang. So it's like if rollover and teaser and Jackson kind of had a baby, then it would turn into boomerang. So bear with me as we work our way through this one. There's lots of choreography, but let's start with upright. I prefer starting upright in boomerang. You will start with your legs crossed. Interesting, haven't done that yet. Cross at the ankle, think of your inner thighs, keeping your legs together. And let's reach forward and create a bow shape in our body. Your waist is pulled back, right? So here, we come back, we roll, we pause. This is not a roll back because now you're going to lift your legs and come all the way back and overhead, arms to the mat. Recross your legs overhead, come up, find your teaser, hold. Send your arms behind you. Remember this from our triple leg kick? Yeah. And then slowly come forward. Send your arms forward for your feet. And we do it again. Back. I need to come forward because I rocked off my mat. So take a scooch forward probably is good for everybody. Now your left leg's crossed over your right. That's intentional. Yeah, we're reaching forward. Come on back. Overhead you go. Pause with the legs overhead, recross. Back down with control. Teaser. Ooh, a failed teaser. There we go. Arms reach behind you, lift your chest a bit, and then slowly come forward, reach around. Let's do one more because we got the right leg crossed again. So we're gonna do, 2 more basically. Come on back. You'll get better at it each time, I promise. Great cross overhead. These are arms, chest, big stretch. Over you go. I like this part right here. And then last one. Got this. Overhead. Recross. Back. Here. Hands. Reach. And and then he gives us feel is just like a happy little, a little happy reprieve. So that butterfly stretch is actually going to turn into an exercise, but let's take the stretch first because why not? So just take a butterfly stretch forward really quick. And then this diamond shape of your legs stay. You tip back to your tailbone once again. Go ahead and dive your hands through and wrap them around the outsides of your feet. Soles of your feet turn in. What I want you to do here is push your legs out into your hands and your hands into your legs a little bit because you're going to clap 2, 3 on your feet. Tuck your head, come back, up, and clap 2, 3. It's your hands clapping your feet, not your feet just doing it. Diabolical and a genius all at the same time. The two never are separated, are they? Last one. Wait until we do rocking next. And then come on up, send your legs out, and stretch forward for just a moment. That was my self-indulgent stretch because my calf muscle was trying to cramp once again. All right, onto our stomachs. We're on the home stretch. We only have 3 exercises left because I chose not to include crab. If you know what crab is, it's, I'll have you do it, see. It's too dangerous. It's like you fall forward on your head, all the things. All right, so let's find our locust pose first, just to prepare for what rocking could be. So prop up on one elbow. Go ahead and reach back. If available to you, catch the leg behind you. If that's not available to you, you can just prop up and just hold. Do we have any yoga straps in the room? Yeah, all right. So you can just hold there and up, right? Try the other leg. So, full rocking. You will push hands into feet, feet into hands, and you literally just breathe. And it's very small. The pressure of your hands into feet and feet into hands is what lifts your chest up. Just breathe 3 breaths. Congratulations, you rocked. Release. That one is quite challenging, especially if you have knee issues, hip issues, shoulder. There's so many things that can go awry with that one. Speaking of going awry, how about some control balance? This is a acrobatic, interesting overhead exercise. So in your control balance, the legs are overhead, but now you hold an ankle while you reach the other leg. And you hold an ankle. I could just watch it. So that's where we're headed. Give it a try. It's all about that overhead hold in your, once again, we practice this holding in our shoulders, not our neck when we did scissors and bicycle, right? So it's that same feeling of your hips reaching forward while your hands have your ankle and you're creating that space hold overhead, right? So let's start with legs overhead. Can you get your toes to the floor behind your head? That's the first test. Circle your arms around until you can catch your right ankle. And then hold here. Pull your leg into your hands into your leg, and extend the opposite leg up. Lower that down with control. Switch the holds, the other leg. Reach. One more. Nicely done. Last one. And then both feet are on the floor. Slowly circle your arms around and then woo, roll right back up, because that felt kind of good to just rock all the way up. And finally, we turn over onto all fours. It's our last exercise of the class, and it's called push-up. And it is exactly what it sounds like. So Pilates push-ups. Go ahead and walk your hands out. You can choose knees on the mat here, or you can choose feet up. We're going to do a controlled push-up to a point where you feel like you can do 3 of them, no problem. And then you pause. Then you find your legs out behind you. You walk your hands in without moving your hips too much until you're folded forward. And you slowly roll up. One bump in your back at a time. Inhale up here. Exhale back down. We get to do it 3 times. 3 is the magic number, right? Walk your hands out. 3 push-ups. 3, 2, and 1. Pike your hips up first. Then walk your hands in second. You're trying to use your core here. Slowly roll up with your inhale. One more time. We've got it. This is your last one. Make it your best one. Walk your hands out. Keep your hips stable by squeezing your core. 3 push-ups. 2, use your breath. Last one. Pike your hips. Walk your hands back. Drop your head. Let's hold this forward fold for just a minute because it feels quite nice. And then slowly we roll back up.